Hey, what's up and welcome back everyone to the IceManIsaac Academy, the second channel of the Warzone Academy dedicated specifically to coaching every single day. In today's video, we are taking a look at some insane clips from the best players in Warzone and also some clips from members like you in the community that's all submitted via the Discord, and we're going to break down exactly how they accomplished all of these clips. So we're going to watch it through once and then we're going to back it up and explain in full how they accomplished these insane clips. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. As a reminder, if you guys want to be involved, make sure to follow me live over on Twitch. That'll all be in the pinned comment. And if you want to submit your clips, that'll be available in the description. The first player we are looking at is Noobs. You may have seen his name. He's one of the most earned Warzone players of all time. He plays with Huskers in 2v2s, and he plays with Almond and Tommy in custom game tournaments. My first time watching this clip, so we're going to watch it through together, and then we're going to back it up and explain exactly what happens.
I'm doing the most wanted.
Be advised, your teammate has been marked as a high-value target. Keep them secure. Trophy system deployed.
I'm died out.
I'm dead.
You can start running it. On the other side, Ed.
Oh my god.
You're the best! You can come. There could be another team, could be another team. Oh, I could have just done the scalp and a scavapade.
All right, so a little bit of context for this one. We are watching Noobs, and as you can see down in the bottom part of the screen, if you want to check out Noobs, that's all going to be available, linked in the description as well. But for this clip, Noobs is playing in a custom game tournament. Now that I remember it, I actually watched this one happen live. I believe with this regain, they ended up winning the game. I think Noobs was left alone. Tommy's across the map. He just picks up a most wanted, and Noobs hears like a most wanted or a UAV pop on him. He's getting pushed by a team. This is a custom game tournament against some of the best players in the world, and Noobs completely finesses them with some little subtle details that you may not have picked it up. So he sees this truck rolling up on him. He goes ahead and sets down a C4, and then he holds an angle, a little dirty head glitch right here. You can actually see it's the tack rover that pulls up on him. John, make sure to zoom in. Tack rover pulls up. He knows he's getting rolled up on. Here's footsteps below him, trying to hold an off angle, not trying to overexpose himself, right? Because if he's standing right up here, he's going to just get completely beamed. We want to hold angles and hold choke points, but we don't want to overexpose ourselves. So he's only showing his head. He gets exposed, tries to get a couple shots off, but you'll notice what he does is he actually blows up that C4 he had right there. But a lot of people still don't realize when you have a C4, all you need to do is double tap your use button. So whether it's F on PC or E on PC or square on PS4 or Xbox. What do Xbox players use? X? I think it's X. You double tap your use button and it will actually detonate it for you. So that's exactly what he does. Gets some good damage on him, but immediately starts to reposition. They throw up some thermites, and he does right here what is called snaking, where basically he's putting himself out of cover and back exposing, and every time he does that, he only appears for a fraction of a second. It's an animation that can be heavily abused, but you basically go from prone into a sprint, and you only appear for a microsecond. Ends up spotting these players. When he goes down, what he's trying to get the other player to do is to stop shooting. Whether it's an open bolt delay, whether it's a sprint to fire, if that player starts sprinting or whatever it may be, he's just trying to get them to stop firing just for a second. And that's exactly what that player did. He screwed up really bad right there by stopping his firing. What this player could have done to end this entire thing is just continue his pre-fire over the top. You know this player is going to reach Al. If they don't reach Al, then eventually you can just continue to shoot like right into here. Let's say this is the box, right? You can just shoot inside right here. And then whenever Noobs repeaks, just change your aim to right up here. But he stops shooting, and in that fraction of a second, Noobs has Peeker's advantage, guns him, gets under cover, Immediately as his cover breaks away.
On the other side, Ed.
Gets the thirst. As he's sliding here, he has no idea that a player is here just because the angle is perfect. Goes for the thirst. Did that player drop in? I don't even know. I think the player dropped in. Gets the thirst. Player drops in. Perfect timing. Noob starts the plate up, but he's not just going to sit right there in a corner. He's just going to buy himself, once again, just a little bit of time to get Peeker's advantage, and that's all this engagement is right here. Peeker's advantage, jumps out of the corner, starts frying, and the amp is actually a really good gun. So those little animations, the snaking while he's plating to get information. This little repeat right here, it's all about getting your opponents to stop shooting or to possibly overextend. Like right here, this player may have been considering jumping up and chowing him. Noob chows up, gets Peeker's advantage. Wins a gunfight he probably shouldn't have won.
I might die, probably.
All right, next up, we're looking at Scumming.
Fucking jungle.
One of the best players in the game. Controller player. Really made a name for himself in the competitive scene. The guy's an absolute demon.
They're gonna, yeah, be still down there right now.
Oh, I'm so dead. Holy
Got it.
I'm hooping.
Oh, yes.
I'm unguardable. Jesus fucking Christ.
You're so good.
One man down.
Yep, there you go. Brother, what? What the fuck? Oh my gosh. So, I mean, this is just incredible. It's doing all the fundamentals that we talk about, but it's doing them at a speed and at a way that only comes through thousands and thousands of reps. This isn't even about it really isn't anything crazy he did with his aim. It's just all of these micro decisions that he's making in the moment that are incredible. Notice every corner that he chows aggressively, right? We always want Peeker's advantage. On top of that, he's always chowing where he expects enemies to be. Checking the horizon. Doesn't see anything. Chows. Doesn't see anything. Right here, you'll notice a crucial thing that he does. He checks, but he's not pre-aiming what he wants to do here. So what he's not going to do is take his aim from right here and then swing it over, because that's going to take too much time. He's going to take too much damage. Right? So he decides, screw it. I'm going to reposition. I'm going to swing from a different angle aggressively and get this guy where he's not pre-aiming, right? Because this guy right here is just going to keep pre-aiming the doorway. Scumming is going to challenge him from a new angle. But when he challenges that angle, he sees he is exposed to two enemies at the same time. We always talk about this with solo quads, engaging multiple enemies. If you notice that you are engaging more than one line of sight at once, reposition. That's exactly what he does. Instead of dying there, he takes a plate and a half of damage.
Yeah, he's still down there right now.
Oh, I'm so dead.
As he swings in,
Yeah, he's still down there right now.
you'll see this player come around the corner in the bunny costume. You can also hear the footsteps. So instead of waiting to fully plate up, Scumming ego chows because he knows that player is going to push in on him, and he'll get Peeker's advantage. And so Scumming re-chows because he wants Peeker's advantage. Kind of shoulder checks him out of the door, gets the down, realizes he's getting shot, pre-fires this doorway, gets the thirst. There's a guy behind him. He only has 11 bullets. So he opts for a throwing knife because he wants to get the kill, gets the down.
Got it.
I'm hooping. Holy
As he chows this guy, there's a guy up on this hill that's shooting at him.
holy
So what he does is he reloads, slide cancel chows, is looking for the guy up on the hill. Don't know where that guy went, maybe behind the tree. Since he doesn't see him, he repositions, starts the plate up, checking angles, sees that guy chowing him once again. Right here, coming through the doorway, but he's in a plate animation. He's not going to stop and shoot. Goes out behind cover. As always, they get greedy. They come in. He re-chows like a maniac. and completely guns the
Oh,
guy.
you-
I'm unguardable. Jesus fucking Christ.
And like you said, he is unguardable. Scumming's nasty.
Are you on your way over?
Yeah.
Next up,
I'm back in B.
Tommy.
Oh my god.
Target is down. Well done.
That's kind of nice.
Okay. So John picks out all these clips. Tommy's clearing out a building all by
Are you on your
himself.
way over?
Showing off the nice jump spot right here. You can hit this windowsill.
Back in B.
Spots a guy up here that he had on his UAV. Gets the down. Switches to his close range weapon. And spots the movement right there. You may not be able to spot it, especially through YouTube encoding. But whether it's his monitor settings or what, you can see what looks to be like, you know, a unnatural object, right? Something that's sticking out from what we're expecting to see. And he's basically just pre-firing for hit markers. From there, I don't even think that guy... Yeah, I guess he was. You can see him. John can zoom in. He has the information. One down here. One down here. And he's just going to slide cancel chow aggressively on this guy. Gets Peeker's advantage. Hits a little drop shot, right? Because we always talk about you only drop shot when you have nowhere else to move. He has nowhere else to move. Hits a drop shot, guns him with an OTS.
God.
Target is down.
That was nice.
That's kind of nice.
That was kind of nice.
That's just lame. That's
Next up, we got
one of the
Draco.
most
Dakota.
stupid
You
mechanics
reviewed
I've
him
ever heard of.
for a full video the other week.
I was kind of into it.
Enemies too, though?
No, not enemies. Down, please. Oh,
Pop your daddy. Yep.
Oh my god.
That was hot. I like that one. Okay, so Draco rolls up and instantly takes an unexpected angle, right? This rose skin is expecting that he's going to chow all the way around the corner. Okay, that's an easy knock. This guy is overextended. He's trying to be a sweaty rose skin. Get in there, but he overextends. From here, this is kind of risky. This is obviously like bad comms. This guy should just be screaming, above you, like trying to make sure he's on here. But they completely miscommunicate. And they all are just full sending. Dakota decides to disengage really early. He may have been able to stay there, right? You know, granted, there are two other players that could chow him. He only has 13 bullets left in his MAC-10, and I'm not sure what his primary gun is. He's probably just terrified by the fact that he has that many people chowing him. But he may have been able to get one more knock and stay up there just because of the fact that all of the players were turned away from him. With 13 bullets, you can still get a knock, but kind of panics. Pops dead silence, though, which is a smart play to do here. Even with that sound, you don't have time to creak open something slowly. You just got to get in there. Slides in. It's surprisingly, and maybe something I wouldn't do. He just doesn't have the angle. Whenever I hear that sound right here, hear that?
down, please. Oh, shit.
Whatever the res sound, right? I'm always trying to find whoever is rezzing. So when I chow something, I'm looking, my first absolute priority target is this guy right here. Because he's down in the res animation, right? He is my number one priority. He is the guy I'm shooting first. However, the second that I hear that ring, I am instantly stopping everything I'm doing. I am no longer shooting at target number one, and I am snapping to whoever gets rezzed because they're only one bullet and they're going to get instantly back down, right? And this guy's stuck in an animation. He's not going to be useful for at least a second after that res animation. So that's how I would have approached it. Granted, he could only see one of them. And he gets a little bit lucky because he's shooting at yellow. Rose skin pops up in front of him, just happens to go down, but then does a really nice job gunning that guy. Notice as he takes this gunfight right here, notice how he's just barely exposing that corner. He's just trying to take as little as an angle as he possibly can. And this guy comes out of absolutely nowhere. Gets that downed. CDL skin swinging in.
Oh my god.
And that's just a turn and burn. That little bit right there, notice how he kind of cuts to the right and swings out. He's just trying to build some space so he can cause that guy's aim assist to break, which is exactly what's happened, which is why you see all these bullets going into the wall. And then that other player needs to reacquire him. And Dracoda's just able to gun him. Unfortunately, Dakota had his back to his wall. He couldn't drop shot. He was completely blocked. And just fortunately gets the shots off. That was nasty. And now on to Joe Woe. This guy's kind of new to the scene. Not a lot of people have heard of him. Kind of an undiscovered talent. He's a budding young star. I see a lot of promise in him. He could use some work on his movement, but his aim is pretty good.
That's 3, okay?
Oh, call up.
I'll drive.
Nah, I'm actually just different, Stu. I'm actually just different. Never mind.
You're just different.
Oh.
So we all know Joe at this point, the movement king. One of the best things he's doing, one of the things he's best known for is being able to solo quad teams. So 1v4, and that's exactly what he does here. Catches this guy off guard, gets the thirst. Now all of a sudden it's into a 1v3 scenario. And what you'll notice, there are so many times in this gunfight where he takes a moment just to break the engagement off to where he can get the advantage. He's trying to isolate people to make sure he has the jump on the opponents. So notice when he takes gunfights and notice when he doesn't. Right here, just kind of spots him, gets tagged up. Right here, this guy has the jump on him. He's in the plating animation. He's in attack sprint. There's no reason for Joe to stop what he's doing and try to win this gunfight, because he'll have to stop plating, pull out his gun, try to shoot him, and by that time, he's likely going to take quite a few bullets, especially if that guy behind him in the attic is going to come out. So Joe is just like, nah, I'll deal with you later. Gets into cover and starts pre-aiming. And his eyes, I guarantee you right now, are just scanning this little triangle right here over and over and over again. Decides he wants to reposition. There's actually a player that peeks up here at terrible timing. Joe once again repositions. His challenge right here, the intent of that challenge is to catch this player in a vaulting animation outside of this attic window. If he catches that player in a vaulting animation, that player automatically will go out of aim down sight and into a hip fire, into a vault, while his hip fire area will just go colossal. And he's also using a burst weapon, so Joe could probably gun him while he's in that vaulting animation. He doesn't chow. Joe just continues to reposition. Listening for information. And I guarantee you that gunfight felt really awkward for him because he's still in the plating animation. But he knows he can kind of use this as a little bit of cover, possibly snake if he needs to. Once again, all about breaking aim assist, man. He's here. That player is pre-aiming here, but Joe stands up, tack sprints over, stops his tack sprint, and then aims at the player, and he's still shooting way behind where Joe was. Kills him, immediately repositions. That guy's kind of lost in the sauce. In that reposition, Joe's able to get a really easy kill. Kind of gets stuck on the door a little awkwardly there. Instantly trying to cut around corners to get to the next piece of cover. And now Joe pretty much has it all under control. He's got 2 downed. Gets a thirst just in case they're self-reviving. Continues to work around. Isolates this guy. Shoots him in his toes.
I'm actually just different. Never mind.
You're just different.
Oh.
You really are.
Let's go. Yo, we're not losing actually. Let's go.
Okay. I'm gonna go top. BP Reed, man. Shock my top.
Okay. Other one landing low.
God, I'm so worried about.
Thank you.
Yep. Let me go up top real quick. There is a guy up here.
Copy. There's one floating way above.
One more.
Oh, I can't play.
Got all these guys.
So there's actually a really funny story behind this one.
We're not losing actually.
So this is Breadman. We've reviewed his gameplay in depth. This is a really nice clip from him.
I'm gonna go top.
Once again, as always, going for that helicopter dominance.
Shock my top.
Gets a free kill out of the top.
Other one landing low.
God, me so very
Bread helps me get this guy right here. This is actually happening mid-tournament. My game completely bugs out. I can't plate. I can't get
There's
into
a guy up
vehicles,
here.
anything.
Copy.
So Bread's like completely on his
Way
own.
above.
It all goes back to the fundamentals. When you're reloading, you're not overexposing yourself. And it's just all planned for information, man. It's
Way
just so
above.
smart. So, gets a knock. Even as he's getting that knock, man, you have to pause it and slow down. But he's getting this knock. He's getting this knock. What most people would do is they would just continue to send in the doorway and get around on that guy. But notice, Bread stops right here. He's already started his strafe back. And he's strafing away from the target as to not be overexposed to the two teammates that are inside of there. Swings away for cover. Swings in for information.
Way above.
Gets the information of the guy right there. Chow's in aggressively. Instantly gets back out.
One more.
Swings for information. And then just pulls a super, really ratty strat right there. He shuts the door. So all that player sees is a shut door. He's going to try to swing in. Breadman aggressively chows in. And that's what it's all about. We talk about it all the time. That guy sees the door shut.
One more.
And he's thinking, oh, Bread's going to run. Bread's going to run. He's aiming down sight. He hasn't even noticed the animation of the door opening. And then look at this. He's sprinting forward. That's how broken the door animation is. And Bread's able to kill him while he's in the sprint animation and get the full team wipe.
Shit.
I knew I was vibing.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna float for a sec. I'll wait.
Alright.
Because I do have a free buy on that. Buy Reese is running by if you do die. You're down him in the tower.
Yeah, I killed the guy. He jumped down and tried to fight me.
I'm gonna land on you then. He's
Wait,
been
behind me?
Right here.
Got him. Oh, no, I got a kill.
Right, live ping number 3. You're good, you're good.
Okay.
Got live ping him again. Right here.
Another one?
I got you.
Nice.
He's running back. He's running front. Other guy's right here. Okay,
One of them might have selfed.
Outer. Last guy's outer right here. He's still on the breathless.
Cracked him. Kill this guy.
Letting.
On the wall here. Gonna chow me again. Yep, there you go, chow. Nice.
Okay, first car.
Nice.
Tower. Yeah, but
All right, so this is Huskers. You know him. He's the most earned mouse and keyboard player in the world. Previous H1Z1 competitor, previous Apex competitor. So for here, this is pretty simple. We talk about this all the time. He gets out. The guy that he gets out on thinks that he's going to keep driving. Huskers get some downs. Pretty decent player. You can kind of tell by his movement, his strafes. Huskers gets a knock. His teammate, Noobs, they're playing in a 2v2 wager, is coming in above him and is going to get some fantastic comms.
Down him in the tower.
Yeah, I killed the guy. He jumped down and tried to fight me.
Listen closely.
I'm gonna land on you then.
Hear those footsteps?
He's
Wait,
been
behind me?
Huskers lets him know that there is a guy on him. That way Noobs doesn't just completely drop down and die.
Got him. Oh, no, I got a kill.
Right, live ping number 3.
Repositions.
Okay.
Fortunately, doesn't get stunned. And now he's just playing off of his teammates' information.
Another one. I got you.
Nice.
He's another one. I got you. Another one.
So the reason Husk jumps over right here is because of basically the amount of time that it's going to take him to get to cover. So from his current location to here, right, it's going to take him, we'll call it 5 seconds. Probably won't even take that long, right? However, he could get behind cover even quicker if he mantles over and gets on the other side of this wall, and let's call it 3 seconds. The reason he makes this decision is he's already cracked by a player that is now swinging around this trailer, and so he's trying to get to that cover as fast as he possibly can.
I got you.
So he drops, He checks
Running
the
back.
swing. Noobs is doing a great job of
He's running
consistently
front.
live pinging him. He doesn't feel the the need to swing that opponent until he fully
Other guy's
plates,
right here.
or at least get some plates off.
One of them might have self.
Outer. Last guy's outer right here.
Great comms by Noobs. Great marks. You can see Noobs up
Still on
above him.
breathless.
Huskers gets the crack. Noobs comes down. He hears the footstep on his
the wall
right.
here.
And we talk about this a lot when playing against good players, right? So
Chow
you
me.
can kind of tell
On
just
the wall
by the
here.
way this guy chowed, right?
Gonna chow
Instantly tack sprints back behind cover. And then Huskers even calls it. He's like, this guy's going to reach out me.
me again. Yep, there you go, chow. Nice.
Okay, first tar.
You can tell his name was a sub 2 something. So he's like a you know, YouTuber or something.
Tar.
But you can tell
Nice.
Okay,
based
Again.
off the way someone is playing, if they're a complete bot and they're like, oh God, run away, you're just going to chase after him like a maniac. But if they actually look a little bit more cracked, what that guy was hoping Husk would do was chase like a maniac and end up in that tack sprint animation like we talked about with Noobs and Breadman and getting those players in that tack sprint animation.
Yep, there you go, chow. Nice.
Husk
Okay,
reads him like a book
tar,
and gets
tar.
an easy kill. All right, so this is the last one. This is actually submitted from a community member named Bottom Feeder.
Come out the roof.
Nice. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
All right, so last one from Bottom Feeder. He's got 11 kills to his name, 16 players left alive, using an XM4. Got a live ping on that player over there. Notice how he's always trying to get that peeker's advantage. Catches that other guy slipping, but he knows based off of the footsteps, he has a player channeling him. So what he's not going to do is he's not going to sit here and continue to hold the same angle. He knows that player is going to chow behind him, but he's not just going to stop and turn and face that player. He's going to reposition because this player is already going to be aimed outside on him and he's going to be shooting at him. If he chows, even if he wins the gunfight, he's going to go down to 1 HP. So what he does that little shimmy, 90-degree tack sprint, jump, turn. That guy is shooting bullets behind him and he gets the down while only taking 2 plates of damage. From there, pre-aiming the angles that he expects, chowing aggressively each time, gets third-partied, great use of cover, but he hears that self-revive go off. Cancels his self-revive because he knows he's going to get chowed, gets the down just to keep that player out of the game. Only thing I would have done differently, if I have one player that's dropping a self, I'm going to assume everyone on the team has a self-revive. So when this player self-revived, I would have instantly thrown a Simtex before I started plating against that back garage wall to get this player right here either thirsted or re-downed. His self goes off. We see him right here. Bottom Feeder realizes that. Doesn't want to take a guy on a gross heady. Repositions. Pre-aims the angle he expects. Gets the down. Somehow there's a guy there. I don't even know if he expected him to be there. Gets the down. Holds a tight angle. Starts plating up. And at this point, you've got a lot of time. I'm a little bit worried about like how much you're just kind of sitting here. You could get chowed from behind. I like this dead silence play, and unfortunately, you're limited with FOV, right? You could probably get a lot more information, hold this side and the other side if you had a higher FOV. But you've got 2 stuns. You've got 2 Simtexes. You're obviously in a really bad spot with your back to the gas towards the end game. Use that stun for information. Really smart play, though, here. I was waiting for you to pop that deady. But as soon as you popped the dead, you kind of stayed for a second. Nice choice on the gas mask play. With dead silence, he's never going to expect it. Clearing out the angles. Clears out close. Ends up spotting him. And gets a super easy kill. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to review this next clip sometime next week. We're already almost 30 minutes into the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do me a favor, drop a like on it if you did. If you learned something new from the pros or members of the community, make sure to join me over on Twitch so you can join in on the experience live. And of course, check out the links in the description if you want to check out any of the pros or the community members in their streams. If you want me to review your clips, make sure to join the Discord. And without further ado, hope you enjoy the rest of today's, today. And thank you for watching today's video. Subscribe if you want to see more. Catch you on the next one. Peace.